Russell Fogarty is not your average Swans supporter. No, he's a fanatic and one of Melbourne's best-known collectors. From signed Guernseys to old magazine articles, Russell is passionately red and white.
No, it's not Tony Lockett. I'm Russell Fogarty, and I've been a Swans supporter all my life, and I'd like to show you some of my collection. I've been a South Melbourne supporter and now a Sydney supporter all my life. I really didn't have any option in the matter. Dad was a South Melbourne supporter, and after the 1945 Bloodbath Grand Final, went into the rooms and got the autograph of every player that played that game. I still believe we should have won that if Carlton hadn't have gone the punch. The great Laurie Nash, for example, I mean, you wouldn't get a better footballer. Ron Clegg has signed. Blokes like Gentleman Jim Cleary, fantastic players. We had a terrific team back then. Should never have lost that game. Sometimes things cost a little bit of money, and once I decided to become a collector, I just went down to Christie's one night, and they happened to have these items from the great Herbie Matthews, who won the 1940 Brownlow medal. That's his 1933 Premiership medallion. It was our last Premiership, of course, 69 years ago now. That's his life membership, which well and truly deserved, and that's his 1939 Best and Fairest. It's all on a pink gold chain. That cost me about $10,000, but to me it's priceless and money well spent. Some items are very unique, and this Best and Fairest medallion won by Herbie Matthews in 1936 I find very unique. It's in a green onyx frame, gold filigree, and it's actually called the New Zealand medallion. I've been trying to find out why it's called the New Zealand medallion. I have absolutely no idea, but it's a terrific memento of the South Melbourne Football Club. And on the back it says, South Melbourne Football Club 1936, Best and Fairest player won by Herbie Matthews. He actually won 4 Best and Fairests, and of which I have 2. This to me is a very, very special piece. Our first premiership, which we won in 1909 by defeating Carlton by 2 points. This is the premiership medallion presented to one of the players that year. It's solid gold, and of course it's now 93 years old. We ended Carlton's run of 3 premierships, which makes it just that much more special. There would not be too many of these around these days, I wouldn't expect. Most footy collectors have some pretty special items that date back that might not be worth a lot of money, but do mean a lot personally. This is my first ever football jumper. The old South Melbourne with the red V. There's no Opera House there, as you can see. And you can see by the size of it, I was pretty young when I used to get round in that one. It's a terrific item I'll always keep. This is a 1970 Footy Week. Harry Beitzel put this newspaper out back then. And a couple of days before, we had played Collingwood, and anyone that doesn't barrack for Collingwood knows just what a good feeling it is to beat them by a point. This was a terrific day. Peter McKenna marked, but it was just after the siren at the end of the game, and so South Melbourne won 16-15 to 16-14. It's dated June 15, 1970, and I was at the game, and I will never ever forget that day. And of course every collector has a scrapbook, and my scrapbook here, as you can see, is well worn. And people like Peter Bedford in there, and Bobby Skilton and Max Papley. I mean, these sort of players were just terrific back in my childhood. As you can see, the pages fall out, but it doesn't worry me. I will always keep it, and I think it's just absolutely terrific. I've always believed that the best player ever to play for South Melbourne was Bob Skilton, a triple Brownlow medalist. So this item has special significance to me. In 1959, he won his first Brownlow, and that's the Brownlow medal dinner menu. When I bought this, I didn't realise the real significance of it, because when you open it and look at what's inside, it says that the Brownlow medalist, the toast was proposed by Walter Lindrum. People like Cargie Grieve there responded, and Skilton, of course, was awarded the medal. And other people to attend were people like Verdon Howell and Merv Williams. Just an overall must have been a terrific night. And on the back, of course, are signatures of all the previous Brownlow medal winners. That to me is a very, very special item. For a very special footballer. Speaking of Brownlow medals, doesn't get any better than this for a collector of Swans South Melbourne memorabilia. This is the 1955 Brownlow medal that was won by Fred Goldsmith. This was auctioned and cost me a pretty penny, but for a collector like myself it really holds special significance, obviously. $43,700 for this, but having met Fred Goldsmith after the event, and he advised me that he used that money for a hip replacement, which made me feel very good. He was getting around very well the day I saw him.
Of the 3 Brownlow medals that have been sold at auction through Christie's, Russell was on hand to buy 2 of them. The first belonging to the great fullback Fred Goldsmith, and recently he was the top bidder for the 1940 Brownlow won by Herbie Matthews. Our man from Christie's, Michael Ludgrove, knows a dyed-in-the-wool collector when he sees one.
Russell, congratulations.
Thank you, Michael.
Congratulations, another marvellous addition to your collection.
Yes, well, it's just growing as every day goes by. These will go very well with the Fred Goldsmith one I also bought from you, of course, as well as the best and fairest.
That's right, yes.
4 best and fairest I have now, which is just tremendous.
Yes.
And
So your South Melbourne collection must be absolutely enormous.
It is, yes. No, I love it. I mean, I love the football, I love the Swans, and it all goes very well on my walls, I must admit.
The Swans have won 12 Brownlows in the last 62 years, so Russell is 2 down with 10 to go to complete his collection. Good luck.